Hello friends, 590 days over. The Russian Federation President Putin addressed 20th Valdai Discussion Club yesterday and talked on many issues like multipolarity against a standing ovation of a Nazi veteran in Canadian Parliament, rising of Nazism and fascism globally, Russian-Chinese relations, importance of rising India and Brazil, etc. He loves to address media on global situations pretty often. From the war zone in south on Kherson front, Kazatsky or Kozak Island as well as Alexeyevsky Island, the battles are on. The Ukrainian bridgehead at Antonovsky Bridge is pretty active. On Zaporizhia front, towards Orikho direction, heavy artillery battle is on towards Rabotino Verbov line, as Ukrainian counter-offensive has been minimum in recent time, and this is because of they are busy in rotation of their troops and defense works before autumn-winter period starts. The Russian army counterattack continues towards west of Verbov. Ukrainians are also continuing heavy counteroffensive towards Kopani, that is west of Rabotino, where they hope to breach the Russian defense line, and of course their aim remains Tokmak. Towards Rimivki salient, Russians managed some gains towards Eurozone, while Ukrainians carried out counterattacks towards Priyotne and managed some gains. Ukrainian army also carried out attacks towards Staromayorsky, but without any gains. It may seem that Ukrainians are shifting their priorities, like shifting their attention from Orikho-Rimivka direction towards Kopani, aiming to reach Tokmak or even towards Zaporizhia Donetsk border earlier, but really it is not so, as it depends all on the requirements of the war and the success depending on the latest information towards the enemy, their weak point and their own wherewithal. Even though they may not have success, but they do succeed in diversifying the opposition's wherewithal. In east, Ukrainians launched attacks on Krasnogorovka, Pervomayevsky, but did not gain anything. Heavy fight continues towards Kleshcheevka and Andriivka line. Ukrainians are continuously attacking, launching offensive with their full might on Kleshcheevka Andriivka line, though they haven't yet been able to have any major breakthrough on the railway line, which is their aim. Though there are reports, especially from the Ukrainian channels, that they have been able to have a breakthrough and are in process of consolidating. However, the full picture is not clear yet. Here the initiative of course remains with the Ukrainian army. In Ugledar direction, Russian army is continuing a small scale counterattacks towards Vodyanoe and north of Zolataya. However, they haven't had a major breakthrough except some small strongholds have been held by them. In north, Ukrainians are continuing non-stop counterattacks towards Torsky area, Serebryansky forestry and even in Starobelsky direction, though without much gains. But probably this is their tactics to stop Russian aggression and offensive. As far as Russians are concerned, towards Kupyansk, they have been using close air support in tandem with artillery and other forms of weapon system. Their ground forces slowly but positively moving towards right bank of Zerebets river. On Svatovo direction, they have gained more towards Makiivka, Yagodne, Kislovka, though pretty small ones. Ukrainian army also carried out offensive towards Olshama and Sinkiivka direction but without any gains. Their attacks towards Chervonaya Dibrova in Liman direction also did not yield any results. Interdiction missions are high from both the sides. Zelensky alleged brutal Russian crime after 48 people were killed in Kupyansk district. Ukrainians are continuously shelling on the infrastructures in Belgorod, Kursk, Bryansk, Kherson. They are also using cluster munitions. The Russians have been striking most parts of East Ukraine since morning with the help of drones. They also struck targets in Sumy. To sum up the highlights from the war zone, Ukrainians are concentrating towards Kopani, that is Orikho sector, and have managed some gains in Pryutne in Remivka sector, and are concentrating towards east bank of Dnieper river on the islands, and of course towards Kleshcheevka Andriivka in southwest Bakhmut. While Russians have upper hand towards Kupyansk Svatovo Front and concentrating in rest of east and southeast sector or war zones. And that's all. Thanks.